Hello YouTube friends, Dr. Teresa here again, and today I'm demonstrating a traditional hatch method for brine shrimp. You can see I keep a bucket of prepared seawater specifically for the brine shrimp. This is just tap water and some sea salt. And here's what I use as my hatching vessel. An old 2-gallon aquarium, and inside is the hatching vessel. There is a base on the bottom and air comes up from the bottom to circulate the shrimp. I fill up the vessel for hatching till about an inch and a half from the top, and I hold it in place with some old pantyhose, which works better for me than a rubber band. Then I put in 1 scoop of brine shrimp and let it soak for about a half hour to an hour. I don't know how much that is. My best guess, it's about a half a tablespoon. And there you can see the brine shrimp eggs just sitting on the top, and they're going to soak. And the benefit of doing that is so that fewer of the eggs stick once they're soaked. So I put my lid on, turn on my light, and it creates a nice little greenhouse effect. It gets pretty warm in there with the light on, and the heat stays trapped, so I don't need a heater. I aerate my brine shrimp and let it go for about 24 hours. And you can see about 24 hours later how orange that looks. So that means the brine shrimp have hatched out. So at this point, I turn off the hatcher, I disconnect the aeration, and I let it sit. And after letting it sit, the hatched eggs, the shells, I should say, float towards the top, and the hatched brine shrimp remain in the bottom part. And then I just put my hose into my sieve, and that's capturing the hatched brine shrimp while the egg shells remain on the sides of the bottle, just floating. There you can see I'm just letting the water from the vessel go in there that has all of the live shrimp in it. And look at how all of those shells are just sticking to the side. So it's pretty easy. It just takes a few minutes. But I don't know, I think this method is almost easier and better for me than decapsulating brine shrimp. I always feel like I'm over processing it and the shrimp doesn't hatch. Oh, you can see the shrimp moving there now that they're live. Or I'm not processing it enough and there are still pieces of shell in there. So now I'm just rinsing. I like to make sure that everything is cleaned up as much as possible because hatching is such a dirty, messy process that develops a lot of nasty bacteria. And then what I do is I rinse out the little 2-gallon aquarium that I use for hatching, and then my normal cleaning process. I rinse out the actual hatching vessel. I'll add my 1 drop of soap both in the vessel and in the sieve just to keep the bacteria levels down, but without putting so much soap that it's potentially going to add toxins to the aquarium. I don't mind using this method. I actually feel it's less tedious than the decapsulating brine. Here's my enrichment vessel where the shrimp ended up. I have the hatching vessel next to it, ready to go. And I use this process about once a week. I'm able to maintain that just because I have 2 hatching dishes that supplement through the week. Hopefully this helped you. Thanks for joining me, and I hope to see you next time. Take care.